laying him out on the ground. So it actually looks like...
All right, people, today we have ourselves a new CJ video. Now, this is going to be quite different because I actually haven't seen, well, I guess not really technically different. I think I've done this before, but I haven't seen this series of Baki, or the season of Baki. Musashi destroyed the Baki universe again. Wait, again? Wait, what? I think this is covering a season that I haven't seen. So, I'm excited to learn how much of a demon this dog is in the Baki verse. You feel me? First video? Oh, I didn't even see that video. This is part 2. Oh. I can't even find the original Musashi video. Where the fuck is it? Miyamoto Musashi exposed the Baki verse universe. Am I just gonna put this all in one video?
Ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, I am. Smash the like button, subscribe. Let's get into it. Let's see how much of a dog he is.
Today, this is gonna be one of them videos where I'ma just keep it a buck with you. What you're about to witness is 30 minutes of pure, unadulterated, nonsensical chaos that is going to make absolutely no sense and have you wondering, how the hell is even half of this shit possible? And my answer to you is, I don't know either. I'm just here to show you the most insane
Baki,
depiction of a real-life historical figure that they put in the anime. So, without further ado,
I'm not gonna lie, the design is absolutely fucking insane. Just swole as fuck like everybody else.
There's a lot of absurd shit that happens in this universe that makes absolutely no sense. I mean, the last time I covered a Baki character, I was talking about a butt booty naked resurrected 7-foot
Pickle.
But I ain't gonna lie, I didn't think it could get crazier than that. I mean, what could
it doesn't get crazier than Pickle, I'm not gonna lie, bro.
Resurrecting a primitive nigga that fought dinosaurs for fun? Well, how about resurrecting the greatest swordsman in human history? They somehow figured out a way to resurrect Musashi.
I mean, like, sure, but at least, like, he's not going to do the most disgusting things to reporters and shit, too.
Musashi Miyamoto, the most legendary samurai in history. A nigga who went undefeated in duels with a whopping record of 60-0. And these are not anime numbers. These are actual real numbers.
Facts.
If
Those
you
facts.
back in the feudal Japan era, there was a 100% chance your ass was dying. Bro was not the dude to be fucked with. Now, how they resurrected him is one of the most absurd things I've ever seen. They went to his grave and dissected his spinal tissue so they could make a clone. And when the clone was finally fully grown, they got this crusty ass old lady.
Wait, but like, what was the reason? Like, why though? Is it like Jurassic Park where they just revived them and wanted to put them in like a cage or some shit and for money?
Spirits of the dead to somehow summon his soul, then
that's just kind of fine shit. Oh, I'm jealous.
Transfer his soul into the clone's body, bringing him back to life. Now, does that make a lick of sense? No. But guess what? It's Baki, so who gives a crazy stuff happens in this universe every day.
I don't know why you showed this scene.
Now, when bro woke up and
how are you?
He basically had the Captain America waking up out the iceberg moment, but 10 times more brutal, because Cap was just asleep for 70. Musashi's been dead for 400 years. So this dude thought he was on a whole different planet.
1,000,000%. Then he saw black people and he was like, bro.
This nigga was terrified of riding in a car and was in complete shock when he rode an elevator for the first time. He had no clue what the hell was going on because the world just completely changed. But one thing that didn't change was that in this era, niggas still love to fight, and Musashi
still love to fight.
So
I love to fight with my hands.
Let's go through this gauntlet that this man ran.
Oh, he had to run a gauntlet too, just like Pickle.
Entire cast. So the first
all right, let's see what he do.
Embarrassed by Musashi was Mr. Sabu, and he was known as the best swordsman in modern day Japan.
God damn it, Sabu.
His first fight was basically the strongest swordsman in history versus the strongest swordsman of today. Sukuna versus Gojo type shit. However, the way Musashi did Mr. Sabu was so absurdly ridiculous.
Just got fucking hoed.
All the modern day swordsmen look like a bunch of frauds walking around with butter knives. Because Musashi beat this man without even lifting a finger.
What?
You see, when dude
straight aura'd him, he just died. Intense pressure of the aura.
Dude walked up to him. He quite literally felt this nigga cut him down and killed him a total of 7 times in his mind. Dude lost the fight before it even started. He knew he was cooked, so he just dead-ass gave up. And he straight up admitted that if he actually went through with this fight, he would have basically just thrown his life away for nothing. So after Mr. Sabu gave up, Musashi decided to add more salt to the wound and embarrass this dude to a degree of no recovery.
How? How could it get worse than that?
If he could see his swords, so he could inspect them. So when he gave Musashi his swords and he started to inspect them, he basically told Mr. Sabu,
This shit's ass.
as expected,
This
these
shit mid.
swords are utter garbage.
Oh yeah, this shit's ass.
So he ends up swinging his
And break some
sword,
shits?
and they
Oh
both end up
my
breaking because they could not
God,
withstand
bro.
the sheer force of Musashi's swing. And
What
after
the
he broke
fuck?
his swords, he told him, "These cannot be called swords, young one. How do you expect these toys to kill someone when they can't even survive a simple swing?"
I wonder how much he spent on those swords, or how much time spent making them.
And after bro heard that, his whole life basically just flashed in front of his eyes, because this was the moment in his life where he just straight up learned that he wasn't built for this shit. So he picked up the scraps of his broken blades and left, having to take a long walk of shame.
Said, y'all got
all the
it,
way
bro.
back home.
Yeah, I got it. This sword shit ain't for me no
After
more, bro.
Mr.
Y'all fight that
Sabu
nigga with
got his
hands.
whole life
Wait, why is
dreaming
Baki right
sword
there?
shattered,
Baki's not at the
next
end?
character
Baki
to
nah.
get embarrassed was none other than the main character himself.
Why is he so early? What is going on?
Baki. And I'm gonna be so real. I haven't seen Baki get embarrassed like this since he fought Yujiro for the first time. Like, this nigga got done dirty. So here's how this went down. Baki ends up going over to Tokugawa's house to confront this overwhelming aura he's been feeling uneasy about. And the person with that overwhelming aura was Musashi. So when Baki finally felt this man's aura near him, he threw a Pele kick that his leg got cut off. Now,
Oh.
I ain't gonna lie, this was a pretty good psych gotcha
Oh,
nigga
okay,
ass moment.
okay.
He actually didn't get his leg
But he
cut.
felt like it was gonna
all in his
happen.
head. Musashi literally pulled up for 1 second, and his presence made him get stuck in a genjutsu. And the wildest part about it is that he still felt the pain of his leg getting cut off. So when
How?
Baki looks up from the ground, he sees Musashi standing over him and staring a hole into his soul. And the difference of what they saw when they stared at each other was just insane. When Baki looked at Musashi, he saw a mushroom cloud
What? He sees a fucking nuke. And Musashi, what Musashi sees is the fucking what? A teddy bear?
from a nuke, just pure destruction. But when Musashi looked
Yeah,
at
teddy
Baki,
bear?
all he saw was free eats.
Nah, that's fucking crazy. He looked at him and saw a buffet, gang. What the fuck?
It was Thanksgiving for this nigga. Nigga looked at him like a plate that you get at a family function that your grandma made. Catfish, yams, collard greens, mac and cheese, cornbread.
Cornbread. I'm hungry.
This nigga was free food. So they ended up going outside to run the ones. And this is where Baki just got completely embarrassed. Baki went in for a kick, but Musashi gripped his ankle and lifted him.
Wait,
with
no
one hand
sword?
like he was
No
playing with a
sword
kid.
hands?
Then he started to grip his ankle so hard, his ankle started to shatter while he was holding him up midair. Then he whips him behind his back and says,
Oh, no.
"Let's find out if he'll
Oh,
do it." So
no.
he uses Baki's body like he would swing a sword.
Oh,
and
no.
slams him on the ground,
Oh,
shutting
no.
his legs.
Oh, God. Oh, my God, bro.
This right here might go down as one of the most absurd moments of all time. He grabbed the main character, yes, the main character of the show, picked him up like he was a
Oh, it's four.
toy
Thank you.
and used him as a human sword to see if he could survive his swing. That is generally one of the most mind-boggling, insane things I've seen. So Baki ended up taking a pretty good long nap after this. But when he woke up, he decided that he wanted to run the ones one more time.
He said, hold on. Let me try again. I wasn't ready
Now,
last time.
I don't know why he thought.
No,
that
no,
was
no,
a
it's 'cause
good
he wasn't-
idea,
he wasn't
but
ready.
If you've taken as many hits to the head as Baki has in his life, the CTE demons in your head just take over at some point, I guess. So Baki comes out for round two.
But he
and
immediately got to
throws
him.
a jab at Musashi to catch him off guard. And Baki actually drops Musashi to a knee.
Whoa, wait,
He
Musashi
actually
shocked.
had him stunned, but he gets up and just straight up tells Baki, "Yeah, so I saw that jab coming the whole time, and I could have just dodged it, but I decided tried to eat it. And Baki was just completely
What?
flabbergasted at this point. This dude basically
He just wanted to see how
told him
strong he
to
was?
his face that I just saw your fastest attack coming, and I decided to let you hit me so you can get a little morale boost. So to end
Oh, that's why.
this fight, Musashi
How tall was Musashi in real life? That's like a, of course they have to gas his ass up in Baki, but
and in this stance, 2 invisible swords showed up out of nowhere.
of course, everybody.
Now, I don't know
This isn't the
where
first
hell
time.
they came from.
This isn't the first time, bro. They had a
He just
conversation.
conjured them up out of his aura or some shit. So Baki goes in to attack him, but Musashi grabs his
5'11".
and
Oh,
stops
shit.
him before he could even throw it. Then he uses his invisible mind.
Kinda thought he was gonna be shorter.
Cut Baki down the middle and make his nervous system spaz out. So with one final attempt, Baki tries to hit Musashi one last time, but he blocks
Jesus, bro, with his big ass ugly feet. Baki universe never have good feet, bro.
it with his foot and uses his punch as a bounce pad to land onto the roof. So Musashi looks at Baki on the verge of passing out and tells him, "Wow, you did impressive, little nigga. But I feel like indulging in more fun. Farewell, and thank you for the free meal." And when
Wait, so did this season come out before? This season came out before like the final season that I watched, right? Like the whole Baki versus Yujiro shit.
Musashi leaves, Baki just passes out and gets knocked
After, like I experienced, you know, leveled up, souped up Baki and shit. And he get hold like this? Huh.
out again. So after Musashi slumped the main character twice in the same
So he
day,
tired watching
the
my man
next
snoozing for
character
him.
utterly
Like, why is he? Wait, bro. I feel like the order of characters is wrong. Surely this isn't okay. Okay, this is obviously not in order as the strongest then.
embarrassed was everyone's favorite bald nigga with an eye patch, Dopo Orochi. Now the reason
My
Dopo
dog,
even
Dopo,
knew
bro.
Musashi was resurrected and back in the first place was because earlier that day, Musashi was on the news for beating up like 4 cops at once, and it was all caught on security cam footage. The first dude tried to get behind him and put him in a rear naked, but this nigga grabbed his nuts
What?
and crushed them into smithereens. Look at the way he falls clutching where his testicles once were. This brother just got his man.
No. He needs to get put down. He needs to get put down.
You
You old ass lady, are you happy with what you created?
Cop tried to swing,
Hi-ya!
but instantly got his baton snatched.
What?
And Musashi stares him straight in the face and slices him down the middle with his baton. Yes, your eyes do not deceive you. This nigga used a baton as a sword. And look at him on the ground. The nigga's having a seizure. Then the last two tried to jump him, but they both got air sliced and dropped as well. Now this is what Dopo saw on the news. And being the crazy ass nigga he is,
You know, dog never run no ones. Run away from the one for real.
he saw that and he wanted to fight him to see if he was the real deal or not. So when they stood off from one another, Tokugawa asked Dopo to introduce
Wait, what? Because Baki was dead ass bored because he was stronger than everyone. So that old ass bald nigga said, you know what? I'm going to clone Musashi to give Baki a challenge. I'm sorry. The fucking old ass caveman wasn't, you know what I'm saying? Like, bro.
So Dopo decides to introduce
We ain't learn from that?
himself by breaking shit and showing off. He started punching through cinder blocks, slicing glass bottles with his hands, and then kicking a block of wood cleanly in half. And after this, he just floated in the air and tried to orb farm as much as he possibly could before gravity finally took him. Now after seeing that, any regular person would be impressed. But Musashi looked at him when he was finished and was like, was that supposed to be?
I'm not gonna lie. Not only regular people, nigga, I feel like people in this entire verse wouldn't be impressed by that.
Martial arts or a dance, my nigga?
What did you say?
That nigga said.
So when Dopo heard him say it was a dance, this pissed him off to the max. Because Musashi just flat out disrespected his craft. So they squared up against each other, and these boys were ready to throw down. So Dopo decides to attack Musashi does one of the most disrespectful things you
What is
could ever do to a
that?
nigga.
Nah,
He carved
bruh.
his head.
And put it down his neck. I mean his head. I mean his balls.
The thing that gets me
Said
the
neck-
most is that he really started rubbing
He
his
pet his
hand
head.
like he was polishing a bowling
Yo.
ball. So Dopo bags up and Musashi takes his fighting stance, where he has his air swords drawn out again. So he goes into attack and Dopo parries the first sword, but his other sword came down and ended up slicing him. And Dopo is screaming, thinking that he actually got hit. But then Musashi started laughing at him. And when Dopo finally realizes that he actually didn't get hit by a sword, Musashi was just staring at him, fist cocked back
Ready to get rocked, my nigga?
and loaded. And he told him, see, I told you, it's just all a dance, my nigga. And rams his
Jesus
fist
Christ.
into Dopo's face. Now, while he was rocked, Dopo decided to at least save some of his work. So he stops himself and recovers into a one-handed handstand. Like, I'll give it to bro. Even though he's getting absolutely washed in this fight, Dopo made sure this ass whooping would not result in any type of aura loss. Bro got his bald head rubbed and knew he had to make up some points. So Dopo, being Dopo and letting his CTE take over, decided, you know what? I want you to get a real sword so I can fight you at your full strength. So Tokugawa gives Musashi a sword that can actually withstand the power of his swing. And this ends up leading up to one of the most absurd
Well, seems to me that this is where Dopo dies.
KOs in anime history. So Musashi kept on talking shit to Dopo, telling him, oh, you ain't no god of martial arts and all you doing is dancing and shit. So Dopo got mad and tried to rush him, but Musashi swung his sword into Dopo's face and slammed him into the ground, knocking him out cold.
God.
And he didn't even cut him. This nigga somehow held back enough strength while also putting out enough to knock a nigga
What
out
the
cold
fuck?
without the
It wasn't
blade
even
splitting him open.
It wasn't
That
even like the
shit
back of the
is
sword
most
either, bro.
absurd way to knock a nigga out. Like, this isn't even remotely possible. This nigga Dopo should have been looking like Mecha Frieza when he pulled up to Earth. Split in two right down the middle. And then this nigga wakes up after getting knocked out like, well, damn, looks like he's the real deal.
Looks like he's that
brother in
nigga.
Christ, you should be talking to God right now. Now, the next cast member to get
Real nigga himself. Oh shit.
exposed actually did talk to God, and that was Retsu.
Oh shit. Real nigga himself.
Now, Retsu wanted to fight Musashi because he was bored with being a boxer due to dominating every person he
Oh yeah, I forgot about the little side the fucking side quest this nigga would have.
fought. Also, he was tired of only being able to use his fist. So when this dude heard about Musashi, he immediately vacated his championship and said, I'm going to Japan, my nigga, because he wanted to challenge him to a fight. But not just to a regular fight. Retsu challenged this man to
No way.
a fight to the death.
Wait, Retsu dies?
This nigga wanted to have Mortal Kombat with Musashi. Now,
What the
I don't
fuck?
know why the hell you want to have a fight to the
Boxing
death
got
with a
boring that
samurai
bad?
Whose record is 60-0 in fights to the death. But hey, we all like a little stupid sometimes. Hell, I went to a Chick-fil-A one time when I was baked and asked for a burger. And I'm not kidding. This was a true story. So this
Yo, buddy was gone.
fight was basically like a WWE no holds bars Extreme Rules match. Everything was legal. Swords, nunchucks, tables, ladders, chairs, you name it, you could use it. Except for guns, because that's just flat out cheating. And you know what the crazy thing is? They did this in front of a live crowd. These niggas dead ass.
Of course they did. Of course they did.
Hey, you wanna go see a nigga die? Oh, hell yeah, bro. Like, is that not insane to y'all? They treating this shit like the Colosseum back in the Roman Empire. But anyways, the gong goes off and combat begins. So Retsu immediately rips off his jacket, and inside of it, it was
Oh my
loaded
god,
with
that
at least
nigga
100
kidded
kunai.
like Blade,
So
boy.
Retsu just starts to PK fire the knives at Musashi. But Musashi started to dodge every single knife and even started catching them. Then to really just show how much of a different level he was on compared to Retsu, bro decided to cut the last kunai in half. So when
Ooh,
Retsu
that's kinda
finally ran
cold.
out of ammo, he decided that his next best move was to use his shirt as a weapon. So this man starts to swing his shirt around, and it was sending a bunch of sand, dust, and teeth into this man's face. But
And he
this
just
is the
ate it?
moment
Pockets in, didn't work? Bakana.
where I myself realized that this dude was just built different. He let this shit fly
What
in his
the
face without
fuck?
even closing his eyes. He didn't even blink once. He just stood there and took it. Bro had a whole rock fly into his eye, and he didn't even
Yo,
flinch. He was stone-faced the entire time. And when
Yo,
Retsu's
are you
attack was finally
serious?
over, all he did after it was
Smile?
just shake everything off like nothing happened.
All right,
And
bruh.
he called Retsu a child for throwing rocks and pebbles at him.
I ain't gonna lie, it was pretty childish.
So when Retsu was finally done spamming projectiles, Retsu decides to throw his shirt at him, and Musashi ends up cutting it in half. But this was a feint by Retsu, because after Musashi cuts the shirt, he gets clocked in the forehead by a 9-section whip and got
Damn.
dropped. So it seems that Retsu's plan this whole fight was to not let Musashi get close to him at all. He was going to have to zone him the entire fight, because if he let Musashi get close to him with his sword, he was a dead man.
And this
So
is
while
where
Retsu was
this
swinging
is
his whip
this is
at
where
Musashi's
Musashi's like, oh, you think that's gonna work?
decided to
And then he just
mob
air
Retsu
slashed this dude.
again. He puts down his sword and lets Retsu attack him. So Retsu came
Okay,
in
never
swinging,
mind.
but Musashi dodged all the hits and grabbed both of the whips to make him
Give
stop
me that
and
shit,
back
nigga!
back without his weapons. Then Musashi looked at the chains and called them toys that can't kill anyone. Then decided to swing both of them like a sword and snap the chains like they were made out of wood.
Okay,
Now, this
that's-
right
that's
here
to be
was just
expected.
straight up demoralizing to Retsu, because he trained with that specific weapon
Wait, what?
since he was a kid. And
Oh, shit.
Musashi literally picked it up for the first time, called them toys, and snapped them in half. Bro just made all of his life work feel meaningless in the matter of seconds. So after Musashi did this, he did one of the cockiest things I've ever seen.
No way, he
throws
didn't do
his
that.
sword at Retsu and says, "Why don't you give it a try? It's simple. All you gotta do is swing." So Retsu, feeling absolutely disrespected by this, decides to just smack Musashi with his sword multiple times.
Man, he didn't even
And when
draw
he
that
knocked
shit.
him down again, he told him, "I am a master of martial arts. Don't ever approach me unarmed again." And after Retsu did this to Musashi, this is when Musashi just became an absolute dickhead, because he just started to troll him for the rest of the fight. This nigga
Wait, really?
deadass threw his sword
All right,
away,
bro.
walked up to Retsu and told him, "I've approached you with no weapon, Mr. Martial Artist.
He called him a bitch. He's testing his gangster.
Ooh, what shall you do?" So Retsu throws a punch at him, and Musashi catches it. But Retsu pulled out a Bianca Belair move and used his hair as a whip to smack Musashi in the face. Then he kicked him as hard as he physically could to rattle his brain and drop Musashi to his knees. Now, when it looked like Retsu was coming to finish him off, Musashi grabbed his peg.
Not my peg. Let go of my nub. My nub.
Leg. And this is where Retsu fell into the trap. The same one Baki fell into. Musashi picked him up. This 200-pound
My
plus nigga by the
nub.
leg with one arm, swung his body back all the way and swung
Not
him
my
again
nub.
like a sword, smashing his face into the ground. Now, the most insane thing about this is that Retsu's body recovered and stood up, but he was still out cold. So Musashi
Wait, he
had to
knocked
walk
out?
up to him and
They
grab
kill him?
his fist to throw him on the ground to wake him up.
Wake him up,
Right here is
yo.
when you can see that Retsu was just out of it. This nigga had no clue where he was at for a second. He was clearly concussed.
Yo.
Musashi was just standing over him like, "Get up, little nigga. This doesn't end till one of us are dead." So when Retsu's brain finally started to function again, he gets up and starts to attack him. But now he couldn't even land a hit because Musashi started to block every single one of his strikes. So since Retsu was basically downloaded at this point, he had to try some new shit and pull something out of his bag. So he decides to take Baki's fighting stance to see if he could mix him up a little bit. But I don't think bro understood that this was
Nigga ain't get the patch update. He ain't get the patch. He ain't get the patch notes, bro. He ain't peep. He ain't read. He ain't do his research. That shit's already downloaded, buddy. GG.
not the move, because Baki himself got knocked out. Not once, but twice. So the fuck did bro think that this was gonna accomplish? So Musashi leaps at Retsu with a random sword he picked up and rams the blade right into Retsu's
What
face.
the
Now this
fuck?
is another moment where a character should be dead. Retsu's face should be split in two right now, but this nigga still has the ability to talk right now because he didn't cut him all the way through. So Musashi tries to finish the strike, but Retsu hits a counter.
Ooh,
and
counter!
Musashi
Counter,
in the face,
Retsu!
laying him out on the
Oh!
ground. So it actually
Oh,
looks like
shit!
Retsu did mad damage to Musashi right
I ain't gonna lie, I would've went crazy.
He
What you mean look like?
absolutely stunned and was coughing up blood.
What do you mean
So
look like?
Retsu tries to finish him off with Bruce Lee into the dragon curb stomp. But all of this was a ruse. Musashi was playing possum the
No.
entire time. He
Baka
caught
no.
Retsu mid-air.
No.
And that was on his clothes around his neck. Then he continued to wrap up Retsu's entire body until he was wrapped up like a present. This was pure humiliation at its finest. And look at Retsu. He is about to start bawling his eyes out because he knows he's cooked. It's over. The whole crowd knew as well too. They was like, please, Musashi, have mercy. Please don't kill that nigga."
WBDSM.
But it was too late. Musashi picked up his blade, cut
What?
the cord loose and said, turn around, nigga. And when
shit.
Retsu turned around,
Oh,
Musashi's
no.
blade came right down the middle. So Retsu tried to counter it like last time, but he ends up getting his peg leg cut off. And when he ended up bagging up, you knew it was over because he had a big ass line going straight down
No
his
way,
body.
he got
Then,
cut in
like,
half.
2 seconds later, the wound opens and Retsu's body just explodes in blood. Now this cut
my.
actually didn't kill him because it was too shallow. And also, apparently, Retsu learned some technique that can make him survive a cut of a sword. I don't know, some straight up bullshit that the narrator's trying to
Some
gaslight
bullshit,
me into
you
believing
heard?
in, but I guess it worked. So since Retsu is somehow still alive, he decides to prep one final move. He got down into the same feral stance that Pickle uses. So Retsu leaps at him and throws a punch, and Musashi cuts right into Retsu's fist. But Retsu planned this so Musashi's sword could get stuck in his fist. So Retsu yelled at this man and said, I got you. But Musashi looked at him with the classic, haha, you fool. He flash stepped towards Retsu, hit him up,
Oh,
and hit him
Chad.
with an attitude adjustment.
Oh,
Then while he was
Chad,
mid-air,
no
he hit
way. He
Retsu
gonna-
with a clean strike to the back.
And Retsu got cut in half. Are you dead ass?
And cut him clean straight through his body. His organs were slashed clean through and his spine was
Oh
severed. And after
my
he landed that
God,
fatal strike,
Retsu.
Musashi turned around and said, you've done well, and leaves.
Dog.
This time, it was really over.
He
That bullshit-ass
died.
technique could
Retsu
only go out once,
died.
'cause once they started showing Retsu's
Oh, he got hit with a flash. Oh, fuck, Chad. I don't think he going Super Saiyan off this.
backstory,
Oh.
you knew damn well it was a wrap. So bro fell to the ground, holding his stomach and coughing up blood, and thought to himself in his last moments, damn, at least I tried. My only regret in life was not using code CJ for 10% off on gamer subs. If I trucked some of that good shit before this fight, then maybe I wouldn't be getting isekai right now. I'll make sure to use code CJ at the next life.
Damn, bro. Damn, my brother.
Not gonna lie, I was actually pretty shocked they actually decided to kill off
They
a major
killed
side character
that
like
nigga,
Retsu.
bro.
And then I became even more shocked to figure out that this nigga got isekai'd into a spin-off manga. So
What am I talking? Yo, they actually are. They're the most creative with Retsu side quests. They be having Retsu be doing the most ridiculous shit and sticking with it. What the fuck are you talking about?
I guess we gotta give Musashi an honorary truck-kun badge or something, cause he technically boomed a nigga so bad he got sent to another world. So after Musashi isekai to Retsu, the next dude to get cooked was this random NPC Kendo champion. Now, after the fight with Retsu, Musashi technically did end up getting arrested for killing him, even though they couldn't hold him with handcuffs and they had to call the entire SWAT team just so they could bring him in for questioning. But the police decided not to charge Musashi. They actually wanted to make a deal with him. And the deal was to fight Japan's Kendo champion, who was this random NPC right here.
Bro, stop it, bro.
And this fight lasted a whopping 10 seconds. I'm not even kidding.
10?
Musashi just
that was
casually walked up to dude, raised his kendo stick, and smacked him on top of the head, one-shotting him. Every single
I was thinking it was gonna be like
person
2
in the room
seconds,
just
to be
had their
honest.
jaws dropped because they couldn't.
Why? Why did you guys have their jaw? You just witnessed Retsu get chopped in half.
I couldn't believe what they just witnessed. The Kendo champion of Japan got washed in 10 seconds flat. They was all looking at this nigga after he got knocked out like,
Big dog, you supposed to be our number one.
Yeah.
I bet you better start doing your job.
so after the Kendo champion got one-shotted, the next nigga to get
OG,
exposed
bruh.
was Mr. Shibukawa. Now, Shibukawa wanted to fight Musashi because he straight up tried to spin back for Retsu. This nigga walked up to Musashi after he knocked out the Kendo champ and said he wanted to shake hands with him. So they shook hands. But this was a trap that Shibukawa laid out. He gripped his hand while using Aikido and it made Musashi fall to the ground. Then Shibukawa looked at him dead in the face and said,
shit.
"This is for Retsu, nigga," and smashes his
Yeah!
face into the ground. Now, this was obviously a cheap shot, but Shibukawa did not care. Bro looked at Musashi when he got up and basically told him,
Pull up in front of the motherfucking precinct and let's bang out.
Yeah, fuck that shit.
My whole neighborhood. Or pull up in front of the Kmart and let's bang out and let's do it on camera. I throw my life away and you throw your life away right now.
Let's die, nigga.
I hate you, nigga. Let's die.
I hate you,
So
nigga.
after
Let's die.
Shibukawa was done talking this shit and was ready to throw his life away, Musashi just smiled at him and was like, "All right, bet." So Musashi speed blitzed the bro in 2.5 seconds and cut him down with his air sword. Musashi was so fast, Shibukawa couldn't even react. Bro just had to stand there and take all the pain before he spazzed out. And then when Shibukawa woke up to shake hands with Musashi after the
He
fight,
did the same
Musashi
shit.
just decided
Yeah,
to mark
bro.
him one last time. So he gripped
Yeah, he
his
did
hand
the
as
same
hard as
shit.
Shibukawa did earlier and mind cut this nigga all over his body after telling him GG's. Now that was everyone that Musashi just straight up exposed. However, there was one more.
Of course,
character
bro.
he
You gotta pull up. We
and
got
all of
to.
y'all should know
Yeah.
him very well. It was none other than the most disrespectful man in anime history, Yujiro motherfucking Hanma, nigga. And ooh, boy, I tell you, I'm surprised the world cataclysmic event didn't happen when these two.
I'm about to
fought,
say,
because
bruh.
we all know how overpowered Yujiro is in this universe, and we just witnessed how overpowered Musashi is. So the fact that the top two niggas in this verse decided to square off is generally terrifying. I'm surprised they didn't send the government to stop these niggas. But when I really think about it, what the hell are they gonna do? I mean, hell, Yujiro literally made America his bitch. Now, this is how this confrontation went down. Yujiro wanted to fight Musashi because Motobe straight up said, "I don't believe that you can beat Musashi, and I will be the
Gaslight that again. Hell yeah.
person to protect everyone." So Yujiro took offense to this because even though Yujiro's not a swordsman like Motobe, Yujiro is still known as the strongest creature on Earth. So he went to Tokugawa's house to confront Musashi. Now the way they got to start fighting was just hilarious. Musashi wanted to see if Yujiro was like that or not. So he tried to air slice him while Yujiro was just drinking some sake. But this nigga did not even
Hey,
react.
hold
Yujiro just straight up looked at him
on.
like, "Nigga, did you really think that bullshit was gonna work on me? Fuck wrong with you? Eat a dick, nigga." So this
Eat a
man
dick,
cuts
nigga.
the bottle cap with his finger, and the glass lands on Musashi's forehead, and he starts bleeding. Then Yujiro looked at Tokugawa and told him,
Hold
"Hey,
on
bro,
now.
fetch that nigga sword now. Fuck the foreplay.
Fuck the foreplay.
Right now." So they wasted little to no time. They went outside and they were ready to throw down. So Yujiro decides to make the first move. He grabs Musashi's sword with his hand and tells him,
He ain't expecting that shit.
So he slaps the shit out
Damn.
of this nigga, sends him flying, and this motherfucker is still
How is
hanging
there
onto
part
the sword.
two?
Like, look at this nonchalant bullshit. He farmed aura mid-attack, and just off of the first hit, he had Musashi looking cross-eyed. So after he got hit with that face palm of doom, this is when Musashi decided to lock in because
said,
he finally had
"Aw."
a worthy challenger. So Musashi decides to go on the attack. So he tries to slice him down the middle, but he ended up cutting his leg. Then he tried to slash him again, but Yujiro hits a nasty dodge. Dude jumps like 10 feet in the air and floated there for 5 seconds. And while all this was going on, Tokugawa Tokugawa was watching this, and this nigga looked like he was dead ass about to nut. Bro was on the sidelines like, oh, I can't contain myself. I'm about to. Like, I get it, bro. We're watching legends fight right now. But like, damn, bro, pop it out. So after Tokugawa was done glazing, Musashi swung at one of Yujiro's vital points. But Yujiro somehow saw this attack coming. So he dodged to make him miss his vitals, then grabbed Musashi by the wrist and gave him a receipt for that officer that got his balls.
No way, no way, no way, no way.
Musashi
You foul villain. Vile villain.
in the nuts. Look at the pain this man is in. This kick to the balls by Yujiro was apparently the most pain Musashi's ever felt in his life.
Is that what he said? Is that what he said? Oh my god. Getting kicked in the balls by Yujiro was the worst pain he's ever felt. Yeah.
So after Musashi got hit by this, he got up and decided that Yujiro was a worthy opponent.
Dog, that's
to try
crazy.
his secret technique on that nobody's ever seen. So Musashi gives up his swords and decides to fight barehanded.
What?
So he starts swinging on Yujiro.
What
with
the
his bare
fuck?
hands and starts cutting him. Apparently, this is supposed to be the final form of his air sword attacks. And now this nigga doesn't even need swords because he is now the
sword itself.
So when Musashi ends up going in for another attack, Motobe just comes out of
What the
nowhere
fuck?
and eats every single hit that Musashi would have landed on
What the
Yujiro.
fuck is
now,
going
obviously,
on?
since Motobe did this ended up pissing Yujiro off because he interrupted his fight. I mean, the dude was so mad, he kicked up Motobe's unconscious body and just straight up bitch slapped him. And it got to the point that Musashi had to stop Yujiro himself because Yujiro was about to kill bro. But after this, we
Why'd he do that?
that Motobe actually took one for the team. Because apparently, if those attacks kept on landing, Yujiro would have died.
I beg you.
What?
Yes, this technique would have actually beaten Yujiro. Not gonna lie, when I first heard it, I couldn't
What do you
believe
mean?
myself. Because
Machina.
apparently the nigga is stronger with his bare hands than his actual swords. Now, I don't know how the hell that makes any sense, but it's Baki, so I'm not asking questions. I'm
Valid.
just here for the nonsensical chaos. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is quite possibly one of the craziest videos I've ever done. And apparently part 2 is coming out later this year. And I'm hearing people
I
say
need to
that he's
know
supposed to be going
how.
on a rampage. So let me know if you want to
Wait, how does it turn into rampage? Oh, bro, yeah, it's time. It's time. We gotta see it.
Hell, I'll probably give a round table verdict at the end of it. So with that being said, hope y'all enjoy. Like, subscribe.
We gotta see it. Hiya!
Musashi disappeared into the shadows and started hunting down every single SWAT team member, just like how Roberta was hunting down those special forces in Black Lagoon. These two officers were talking about a plan, and the guy that this dude was
Roberta. Big Berta, man.
talking to lifted up his finger in terror and told
Thank you.
him, "Sir, he's behind you."
I'm allergic, bro. I think I'm allergic to this fucking beard oil. Oh, shit.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I know it's been a minute since we've done this, but welcome back to the Forbidden Files, the series where we go over the cases of some of the biggest threats to society in fiction. And today we will be taking
Batman
a
on that
second
bitch.
look at the greatest swordsman in real life history, who technically got isekai'd into the Baki universe for shits and giggles, Miyamoto Musashi. Now I'm gonna let y'all know this before we even get started. This is one of the nastiest part 2s I've ever done. All I'ma say is that we went from having random street fights to becoming a national security threat to the entire country of Japan. 5-star wanted level and everything. Bro had to go. So without further ado, case 1. Domesticating a caveman and assaulting Albert Einstein. So Albert Einstein told the authorities to go in the sewers and find the legendary fighter of the Ooga Booga style. And that legendary fighter is, of course, Pickle.
Yeah,
So
Pickle. I was about to say, where's Pickle at in this jump?
went
Like,
into the sewers and dumped gallons of
What?
chloroform so they could
What?
knock Pickle
it's always the most obscene shit with Pickle, bro.
out and transport him to Albert Einstein. So when they delivered Pickle to Einstein and he started to inspect his body, Tokugawa pulled up with Musashi behind him. And Musashi did not waste a single second when he saw Pickle.
No
He
way.
walked up to
No
him
way, it woke him up?
immediately, lifted his hand up, and slapped the shit.
No way.
And he didn't even stop with one. He winded his hand up one more time. 5 fingers out in full open.
Wait, Musashi versus Pickle? Hiya!
So Musashi tells everyone that he was just trying to wake him up. And he was impressed that Pickle took 2 slaps to the face and didn't even flinch. So to really make Pickle wake up, Musashi tried to slit Pickle's throat. And this finally got him to wake up. So when the legend of Ooga Booga awoke from his slumber, he looked dead at Musashi.
Look at him, bruh. Unit.
Was to eat this nigga. So he lunged in with the Ooga Booga bite.
Ooga Booga bite. What? Fucking on chat. Oh my.
Since Pickle is literally
It's Pickle.
different,
Yeah, he
none
Pickle.
of Musashi's strikes actually cut him. They only bruised him. So after their first confrontation, they decided to change stages and go to a testing room that could withstand the fight that they were about to have.
Oh, I'm
Now,
assuming Pickle's
Albert
about to get
Einstein was
destroyed,
not
bro.
about
This is the
to let this
stupidest shit
happen
I've
because he
ever
thought that
seen.
these two were such great scientific achievements that having them fight would be a detriment to science. So this nigga pulls out a Glock and straight up said,
Look how he holds the gun. Holds the gun like such an old nigga, like a Bond villain. At the hip and shit.
"Oh, all right, now everybody calm down. Now you know damn well I can't have nobody touch my nigga Pickle like that. So tell Musashi to back up, or I'll switch his ass down and Swiss cheese your ass to Tokugawa." So while Albert Einstein was holding up
What is that picture?
his wrist ends up getting
Oh
dislocated.
my god.
Einstein literally
Oh.
felt himself die. And then while Musashi had the gun, he was like, my. So is this the weapon you use in the modern day to switch down your enemies? Then this crazy bastard proceeds to shoot 2 bullets right in between Tokugawa and some random scientist. Like if this man was off by just a little bit, these 2 would be dead. Now after Musashi traumatized Albert Einstein,
Yeah, you gotta sit in the corner with his fucking fucked up wrist.
and had him sitting in the corner looking like he got put in timeout, Pickle and Musashi started round 2 of their fight. So Pickle lunges in with the Ooga Booga kick.
Ooga Booga.
Musashi hits him in his
Ooga
kick
Booga.
once and had Pickle screaming in pain. So then he went in for a rising Ooga uppercut.
Rising
Musashi
Ooga.
cuts him across his chest, making him feel excruciating pain again. So Pickle decided to revert back to factory settings, and he gets in his stance where he's on all fours.
Oh yeah,
So
bro.
he lunges at Musashi and slams him into the wall, and they end up having a test of strength. But Musashi,
What?
knowing that Pickle had way more brute strength than him,
Yeah.
decided to use that big brain and show off that battle IQ. So he plants his
What?
feet on the wall and launches his
Oh
head into Pickle's
my
face,
god.
hitting down the legendary fighter of the Ooga Booga style. But you see, Musashi wasn't satisfied with his victory because he craved more violence. So he proposed that they have a rematch. And in this rematch, he would be able to use his actual swords. And he wanted Pickle to be completely starved of food. He wanted to fight him in his most feral state possible. So this was basically going to be another fight to the death. One of these dudes were not walking away
Pickles
from this.
died.
now
Pickles
fast forward to the
died.
final round.
Pickle fucking died. Retsu died. Musashi's out here destroying the verse.
But Musashi had quick draw, quick forward sword. So he swings his sword into Pickle's face. But Pickle's body was
Jesus
so strong,
Christ.
his muscles stopped the sword from cutting through him. Then he swung a Ooga right hand
Jesus.
and sent Musashi
Holy
across the ring.
fuck, knocked him out the
Look at way
flops.
He hit the wall. Bro got his arms crossed looking like he just had a seizure mid-hit. And his busted ass sandals got flung off too. Now during this fight, Pickle started showing everybody firsthand human evolution. This dude picked the sword up that Musashi hit him with and started swinging the sword.
Oh,
We were
shit.
literally watching this man evolve in front of our eyes. Pickle finally got the Humanity 2.0 update. So Pickle tried to swing the sword on Musashi.
Oh,
but Musashi
shit.
cut his eye with his hand.
Oh.
Then grabbed his sword and cut
Oh,
6
Pick.
times. Twice in the
Pickle.
elbows,
Oh,
twice in the shoulders,
fuck.
twice in
And the
the
knees.
He
Oh,
strategically
shit.
went for the most important joints in the body. Now, after Musashi sliced up Pickle's joints, Pickle started transforming into his legendary Super Ooga Booga form.
Why
For
is he
one
looking like...
final strike.
What the fuck did they do to that nigga? Chat, why is he tooted up like that? What possessed you to draw the nigga like this, though? Bro, why? Look at that shit. Fuck that
So Pickle lunged at Musashi just for him to slice both his wrists and his ankle, taking out
No
the
way,
rest of his
Pickle,
and after that decisive
man.
strike, this fight was
Yeah,
over. And
no
Pickle
way,
did the
Pickle.
unthinkable. This man saw Musashi as a giant prehistoric hornet, and he was a predator that he could not beat. So he started trembling in
No
fear.
way.
Pickle ran away.
He ran from the smoke. Oh my god.
He did not want any more smoke from Musashi at all. The man who
What
dominated
the
everybody in the
fuck?
arc before this, and a slayer of one of Truck Coon's avatars, ran away like a bitch. Musashi
Domesticating Pickle.
this nigga. So after Musashi
Domesticating
traumatized Pickle and turned him into a house dog, the next person to protect Musashi was Mr. I'm gonna protect everyone, Motobe. Now I ain't gonna lie.
Okay.
Motobe
I mean, he
thought
did take those
Musashi
hits,
like he
though.
had something to prove.
No, he did. He
Musashi
took.
before the fight. Because tell me why this man hit the Triple H water spit before
What
the
the
fight
fuck?
with a bottle of
Oh
Hennessy.
yeah,
This is a nigga
yeah.
I should have known he was gonna whoop his ass just off of this. Now he came into this fight like Batman. Bro's prep time for this was insane. He had a whole game plan to take this man out. So before they start, Motobe offers Musashi a cigarette, and he wants to sit down and have a lung cancer session with him. But
A lung
Musashi, being
cancer
up to
session.
date with modern commercials, has seen all the no smoking ads, and he refuses because this man already died from lung cancer once. This is actually how he
Wait, died peacefully of a natural cause believed to be the lung or bro, what? Of the age of 61 though. Damn. He spent his final years in a fucking cave where he lived as a hermit, meditated, and wrote his legendary. Wait, what the hell? Huh. The more you know, huh? The way of walking alone.
died IRL. Also, he figured out that Motobe poisoned the cigarettes the whole time. So Musashi flicks the cancer stick back at Motobe, but Motobe clocks Musashi
Henny
with
attack.
a bottle of Henny, scoring his face, then shoves all that nasty ass tobacco down his mouth. So after Motobe put Musashi on his ass, he just started using every weapon you could think of. First thing he did was throw a flashbang at his ass. Then when he was flashed, he came in with a mace and started clocking his shit. He hit him so hard he lost his back teeth. So after he was done
Jesus.
beating his ass with the mace, he pulls out a short spear.
But he really
and
is
lunges
Batman,
in at him and
dog.
Tries to shank him. Now Musashi cuts the spear in half, but Motobe countered and kicked his teeth down his throat. Then he pulled out brass
Oh,
knuckles
let me get these
with some
knuckle
spikes
dusters,
on 'em
bruh.
and
Let me get these
rapped
knuckle
with the
dusters.
right
Damn!
hand. Motobe was whooping that ass. He actually had this man Musashi sweating. Now, while Musashi looked like he was knocked out on his knees, he ended up slicing Motobe down the gut. But Motobe, with all that Batman prep time, planned for this if it ever happened. Because under his clothes, he had a whole set
Whoa.
of chainmail armor. So even though Musashi still cut through it, it weakened. Since Motobe's whole torso was wrapped in armor, Musashi tried to go for the weakest parts of the body. So he sliced Motobe's wrist and basically
Ah!
severed his hand from his hand was hanging on by one muscle
Oh
fiber. Then he
my
took his
God.
ankles, and after his legs
Oh,
gave out,
shit.
Musashi cuts him right down the shoulder blade. But while Motobe was on critical health and 1 HP,
Jesus.
he yelled, "Stop."
Ref, do something.
Distracted Musashi. So Motobe took advantage of this and tackled Musashi. Then when he got Musashi on the ground,
You gonna bite him?
He did the exact same
Oh,
shit
yeah,
Monk did to
bro.
Conquest.
I got
If your
headbutts.
legs ain't working, then use your hard ass head. So he started headbutting Musashi over and over again.
Ah,
Bro was
shit.
jumping
Musashi's
his
eating
to
that,
his
bruh.
face. Then he took Musashi's back and started to choke him out. And Musashi was fighting to get out of the hold. He shoved his sword right back in the shoulder blade wound, but Motobe did not
What?
care. He was going to put Musashi
Are
to
you
sleep.
fucking
So after about
serious?
a good 10 seconds, Motobe did the unthinkable.
What?
He made Musashi go night-night.
Bolton, what?
Fight. Motobe was the first man in history to beat this nigga. Everybody
Are
watching the fight
you
were in shock because they
fucking
couldn't believe what they just saw.
serious?
They just witnessed the biggest.
Hold on, question. If I watched this, would I have been able to predict like was it led up to this point like he had a chance of winning, or was this like a big ass shock?
Upset in history. This was like when the Undertaker's WrestleMania streak ended. Complete shock. Niggas had no clue what.
That's crazy.
Actually, just took this loss on the chin. He admitted defeat and just straight up.
No, I ain't gonna lie. Musashi just fucking offed himself after that.
Walked away.
It was kind of built up.
Transpond after Musashi lost was complete chaos.
What you mean?
Going to change the entire country.
What you mean?
Forever.
Oh, he's not gonna off himself. He's gonna off the whole fucking country. Okay, I see. Oh my god.
Case 2. Declaring war on Japan. So after Musashi took
Oh,
his first ever
what?
L, he went on the Tonight Show to get interviewed by bootleg Jimmy Fallon. And the reason why he did this, I'ma be real with you, I don't know.
How does he even know about
What
that?
this man was about to do to bootleg Japanese Jimmy Fallon was going to make him the most
What?
wanted man
What the
in Japan. So Jimmy goofy ass started asking, oh yeah, so you're the legendary Musashi Miyamoto. But I mean, you gotta be LARPing, right?
Oh.
The cosplay looks great, my man. But we all know Musashi's been
How did you even get in this position, bro?
dead for like 400 years, so we all know you're not the real one, so you could drop the act. So after Jimmy told Musashi to quit LARPing, Musashi stood up out of his seat. And his invisible sword was visible to everybody. Even on the TV broadcast, you could see it. Then Musashi told Jimmy,
No way.
Excuse me, sir, but what is LARPing and what the hell is cosplay? Is this what you modern people call rage bait? Because I think
Rage bait?
Musashi, clearly taking this as disrespect, decided to show Jimmy that he was the real deal. So he sliced Jimmy right down the middle.
He didn't actually slice. He didn't actually cut him in half, did he?
His ass out cold
Okay.
for the entire world to see. So after he knocked out Jimmy Fallon live on his show, they put an arrest warrant out for Musashi because he technically assaulted a man live on TV. So
Bro, I didn't even touch him. Everybody saw it.
the cops pulled up to Tokugawa's
Let me get a
estate
replay.
and surrounded him. Now the investigator came up to Musashi and told him, Mr. Miyamoto Musashi, you are under arrest for the assaultation of Jimmy Fallon. So after the investigator told him he was under arrest, Musashi just smirked at him and told him, okay, I'll come. That is, if you can take me or not. So he draws his sword and cuts their batons in half. Then he blitzes the investigator and crushes his eye. Then all
Yo.
the other cops
Why,
were
bro?
but they all got taken out with one hit. They didn't stand a chance at taking this man in. So after Musashi dropped 6 cops and crushed a investigator's eye, they officially put a 5-star wanted level on this man's head. They had the SWAT team and the JSDF on his ass. He was the most wanted man in Japan. And since he was wanted and thought he was at war, this is when Musashi became completely
The wanted level sparked a little bit of PTSD. Thought it was a war.
unhinged.
He's like,
Because
"I'll take-"
now he was done with knocking people out. Now, if you approached him, he was gonna kill you. And the first example of this is when the investigator pulled back up to him. Now,
Why would you do this? What is wrong with you?
I don't know if bro had a big ass set of balls.
Nah,
or
he
if
do,
was
bruh.
just stupid and lost brain cells when Musashi punched him earlier. Because he really had the audacity to approach this man alone. So he whips out his gun and tells him, all right, Mr. Musashi. you
Mr.
are surrounded,
Musashi.
and there's no way out of
You
this.
can't
We
get
got
out of
100
this shit.
officers in riot gear
You
ready to
are
beat your
getting
ass.
locked
So
up.
it would be best for you if you would just come along quietly. So Musashi, seeing the investigator whip out a gun, signaled to him that he was trying to have a duel. So he told the investigator, okay then, let's see if you could shoot me on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. What in
Oh,
the name of
shit.
fuck?
Oh.
When this man sheathed his sword, the
Oh,
investigator
aura.
got split
Oh,
It was a
fuck. It was
perfect
real this time.
cut. He evenly distributed his body into 2 serving sizes. And the cut was so clean, he also split the gun. So after he split the investigator in 2, he goes up on top of the bridge and is confronted by a 100-man riot squad.
And they all
So
have the same
leader
face.
tells
Y'all seen that,
everybody
chat?
to surround him.
They're just
And
all
he
from the
tells
same family.
Musashi, we know you could cut through almost everything, but we got something that your ass can't even cut. Boys,
Vibranium.
hose his ass down.
What?
So they shoot a
Oh,
high-powered
water?
hose
Oh,
at this
shit.
man, but Musashi dodged
Oh,
and
okay.
weaved the high-powered
Oh
water.
my
Then
god,
he jumped
animation.
onto the
Oh,
truck and
fuck.
split the truck in 2. And after he split the truck in 2, the officers had
Oh,
no clue what the hell to do. They were terrified of bro. So the leader pulls out a taser and starts to tase Musashi. And this taser was 500,000 volts. And just for
You can do that?
reference, a regular taser is only 50,000. So this taser was lethal. You could literally see his skeleton. So Musashi ended up falling to the ground. And the captain continued to tase bro.
He's shit talking.
Yo,
this nigga sadistic.
Just looking at this, they might have to go back and look at bro's body cam history because I don't trust this nigga at all.
Nah, bro, valid though, bro. Nah, no stop. Nah. We stop, we die.
So he finally let go of the trigger. And all of the policemen thought that Musashi was dead.
I ain't touching this nigga body, bro.
Seconds later, when they were all surrounding him, they heard, well, shit. Just tried to fire me like.
Did he? I know he'd be like paraphrasing it. Shit. Did he actually say that? Like basically his response, something like that. Like, oh shit, that kind of worked.
Chicken. And every officer pissed their pants simultaneously. They could not believe this man was alive. So Musashi sprung up and threw the taser off of him. Then while the captain was still pissing his pants, Musashi swung his sword and decapitated the captain.
Oh my god.
Bro went out in one of the worst ways I've ever.
I ain't gonna lie, I'd be sick. As the captain, I'd be super sick. Cause like I'm tasing this nigga. You know he a monster. We gotta just keep on going until this joint die.
Seen somebody go out. He pissed his pants and got decapitated at the same time. His legacy in that police department is cooked. They all gonna remember bro's last moments was him pissing his pants while getting beheaded. So after all of this happened, he went up to this one trooper, and to assert his dominance, he cut a riot shield into pieces. Then
Into equal
after he
pieces, it
shredded
seems.
the dude's riot shield, he told all the other officers, pick up your dead and get the hell
Pick
out
up
of
your
my way."
man's
And guess
head,
what
bro.
all those 99 troopers did? They were good boys and did exactly what he said. They picked up the dead captain and got the hell out of bro's way. They just let him walk because they knew they couldn't do anything to stop him. So after they let Musashi
Is he
go,
not walking
the
down on
Prime
Yuji though, bro?
Minister of Japan decided to deploy everything at this
Or no, he's walking on a motorbike, bro. No, he definitely want to run the smoke on
just
motorbike.
locked
Hey,
down the
run
whole
that shit
city,
again.
because Musashi at this point was considered a Avengers level threat. He had to go. So they pulled up on him with a bunch of armored trucks and choppers. But all this man did was smile because he was excited that he had the opportunity to test his swordsmanship against the modern army. So Musashi disappeared into the shadows and he started picking everybody off like Roberta did to the special forces in Black Lagoon. These two officers were talking about a plan. And the guy that this dude was talking to lifted up his finger in terror and told him, "Sir, he's behind you." Oh, fuck me.
Jesus.
So after Musashi murdered the first guard, he cuts off the other poor guy's
Oh
arms and disperses
my
back into the
God.
darkness. And since he had everybody confused and bamboozled, and they had no sort of plan at all, they were easy pickings for Musashi. He would pick off one, then disappear. Then he would appear again. And he kept
That's some Michael Myers shit.
on doing this over and over again because they had no coordination at all. And he was too fast. They couldn't see him. This ended up turning into a bloodbath. Body parts were everywhere because multiple SWAT team members were getting chopped in half. And if you're wondering, CJ, why can't they just shoot him with a gun? Oh, they tried, but they couldn't hit him at all. They had that good old stormtrooper aim, can't hit shit from a foot away. This one guy tried to switch him down, but he jumped over his bullets and made him eat a knee to the face. Also, just to add on, that knee strike was so strong it shattered a bulletproof visor. So the nigga that got hit by that is probably dead. So this one guy tried to get the situation
Probably,
under control
definitely
and told
dead.
everybody to surround the cars that he was moving between. But out of nowhere, Musashi appears on top of the car and jumps down and slices the
Hiya!
commander in half. So after Musashi cut the commander down, he yelled to everyone again, collect your dead, mount your chariots, and leave. And guess what they did? They were also
I'm good, boy. I do that.
some
I'm a good boy.
boys. They all ran away, got in their armored trucks and left because they valued their lives. They was not about to throw their life away like everybody else. And just off of this scene alone, this man took out like 5 SWAT team squads, bro. So after Musashi dismantled the police force, they came to the conclusion that their best option to stop Musashi was to rely on a 20-year-old that looks like he's 40.
Shit. You know what I'm saying? The big OG youngin. You gotta call him OG youngin.
They begged Hanayama to fight Musashi because
Nigga, fuck no.
they knew he was durable enough to take multiple sword swings. So Hanayama confronted Musashi in Shibuya. And
Oh,
since this is
God.
the
Here he
Baki
goes
universe,
again,
you
bro.
know every single NPC stopped what they were doing to watch this fight on the side of the street. So big body Hanayama charged up his first punch and threw it right at Musashi's face. And look at this impact. He literally indented his whole fist into Musashi's face before sending him flying down the street. So after Hanayama laid out Musashi, he picked up his whole body with one hand and winded up another massive punch. So he swung at Musashi, but he blocked it with his blade. But even though a whole sword was
shit.
in Hanayama's fist, he didn't give a damn. He threw a
Damn!
knife in his face with the sword in his fist and sent
Hold on, dog. My fault, bro, them. My fault, OG young nigga.
him rolling down the street like a bowling ball. Then this man, being such a gentleman, decided to hold out his fist and say, "My fault, OG. I forgot to give you your sword back and shit." So he ripped the katana out of his
Jesus.
fist
Ow.
and chucked it at Musashi. And Musashi caught it at point blank range. Now after this, Hanayama had an uppercut coming from hell, and Musashi dodged and proceeded to cut Hanayama's back a total of 5 different times. Now this would have killed anybody else, but obviously Hanayama's built like a tank. So he
Don't tell me
just turned around
Hanayama
and
dies
said,
too, bruh.
"Damn, OG, that kinda stung a bit." So Hanayama wanted to have a test of strength with Musashi. So he grabs his hand and just starts to weigh him down immediately. Then he gripped Musashi's face
Oh,
and
fuck.
started crushing it.
Look at his
with gorilla
meaty ass fucking thumbs, bruh. Why do his thumbs got 2 sets of pussy lips on them? How that shit work? Look at it.
grip ass hands. So it got to the point where Hanayama slammed him on the ground, and it looked like Musashi's eyes were about to pop out of his skull. But when Musashi was trying to gasp for air, he quickly drew his sword. And swept Hanayama straight down the gut. And this finally brought big body Hanayama down to his knees. So after Hanayama got hit with this strike, he had to take a whole time out to wrap his body back up. So while he was wrapping his bandages back up,
Gotta make sure his fucking organs don't fly out.
Baki just spawned in out of nowhere.
Where did he come from?
I got something for you real quick. I brought the motherfucking Henny.
Henny, dog.
Hennessy on Hanayama and told him
That shit burn, nigga.
That fraud. But sadly, this hype me up moment did not work at all. They
What?
started fighting again in
Ah,
Musashi's corner.
shit.
Then he ended up slicing his
Ah,
face.
shit.
Then he shoved his sword
Ah.
in his eye and spun his body back around. Then finished him off with one more.
What? Chat. Did Baki real live just pull up, gas him up, and then he just got dropped?
Slice to the back. So after he took all of
He
these
actually
strikes,
started performing worse.
Hanayama sat down and he basically gave up because he knew he was cooked. There was no beating this man. So after Hanayama sat down, Musashi came up behind him and tried to take his head. He wanted to really finish the fight for good. But Baki stopped him right before he was about to do it and said, "Hey, OG, you draw that sword on my twin and I'm gonna have to kill you."
That is his twin though, you know what I'm saying? That is twin though, bruh. I ain't gonna lie, Baki, you some shit though, Brody. You can't. First off, you pulled up, cursed your twin, nigga, and then you pull up and then you try and act tough, nigga. You ass.
Ass OG, you heard? So Baki challenges Musashi to one final fight. And he was actually going to take this fight seriously and not get embarrassed like he did last time. So they have their final fight in the underground arena. And obviously, because this is the Baki universe, there was an entire live crowd of people that paid to watch this shit. Hell, even Biscuit flew
Yo, my dog, man.
from America to watch this fight. Now, obviously, he came alone because he can't take his wife with him.
Yeah. Actually, you can, bro, because he's built
He
like
even
that.
tried to bring her big ass on that flight. That flight is crashing down and it will be joining the likes of Malaysia Airlines. So Baki and Musashi score off for their final fight to the death. Now, the first thing Baki does is throw a kick at him. And the
I ain't gonna lie, it genuinely seems like this season forgot that Baki was the main character.
kick whiffed like crazy. All it did was catch one of his eyebrow hairs on his toe. So Baki tried to play it off like, damn, OG, if that land on your chin, you going night-night, twin. But then Musashi just smiled at him and told him, impressive, little nigga. But tell me, how do your ankles feel right now? And the moment he said that, Baki fell on his ass. And he realizes Musashi broke his ankles.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh God, bro.
And while he was on the ground processing what just happened, Musashi shoves the bottom of his sandal in his face. Even though this was a fight to the death, this was a cheap shot of hell. Musashi is a dirty ass fighter, I cannot lie. So since Musashi was gonna fight like that, Baki was like, fine, I'll fight like a dirty son bitch too. So Musashi leaps towards Baki. But Baki, unlocking the speed force, disappeared for like a good second. And then when he reappeared, he punched him 3 times.
In the dick!
Punched him in the
In the
balls.
dick!
That he threw,
He lucky reminded him of the Yujiro shit.
near knocked bro out. This is probably the hardest bro has ever been hit in his life. Look at this nigga. He is huffing and puffing, and he is grabbing his balls and he lost him like Okaroon. So
I know he tired of getting hit in his dick,
after
yo.
Musashi recovered from getting his testes eviscerated, he was like, all right, little bro, I gotta get you back somehow. So Baki went in for a swing, but Musashi cut him across the torso. Then he grabbed his arm and told him, let's see how you like your balls getting crushed. And knees Baki in the
Oh,
I ain't gonna lie to y'all, when I first saw this,
oh my God, bro.
like, look at this man Baki, bro. Bro is in pure pain. I ain't gonna lie, Baki fans, y'all might not have to worry about a Baki next generations. Because this
Nigga,
nigga
that shit is
having
not
no kids.
happening,
The Hama
bro.
bloodline ends here. So while Baki was walking around holding his shattered jewels, Musashi walked up behind him and sliced him down his back, which made Baki feel his entire upper body
Holy
getting cut off.
shit.
Then he shoulder tackled him
What the fuck? Fucking Ray Lewis, that nigga?
and sent Baki flying out the ring. So after Musashi hit Baki with a ring out, Baki recovered and tossed Musashi's sword to him. And Baki picked up the other one. So when he had Musashi's other sword, Baki started talking shit, saying he was gonna copy his techniques and slaughter Musashi. And he was doing
Who this nigga feeling like, man?
this so he could get Musashi to act arrogant and make a mistake. So he threw Musashi's second sword at him. And Musashi, being an arrogant bastard and wanting to farm more aura points, catches the sword with his bare hand. And this was the opening that Baki was looking for, because both of his hands were occupied. So he kicks Musashi in the face. And he kicked him so hard, his soul left his body for a good second.
The fuck?
After Musashi's soul returned to his body, Baki went in for his last strike. Now Musashi caught the blade again with his bare hands.
Both hands, though.
Exactly what Baki
Both hands,
intended to
though.
happen. Because when Musashi was distracted, he gets ambushed by the old freaky ass.
What? Chat, what? Chat, this nigga third party? He got third partied? Chat, that's how we win?
Lady that put the soul in his body in the first place. And she starts to suck
Hey, she tonguing his shit.
the soul out of Musashi. Nigga, this shit nasty. I ain't gonna lie, I can't even commentate this part, bro. I'm getting nauseous just looking at this shit on my screen. So after the freaky ass old lady sucked the soul out of his body, she started doing her voodoo shit like boom nigga da nigga da.
Alright, bro.
And she releases Musashi's soul, finally putting it into the terror that she brought into this world with her freaky voodoo shit. And they put Musashi's body in cryostasis. Now you're probably wondering, why are they not burning this nigga? Why are they not burying him? Because these dumbass scientists
Oh,
in
God.
Tokugawa was bald ass.
Bald
decided to
ass.
Preserve his body for the name of science.
Of course.
Now, cool, this is a great science experiment. But what's gonna happen if a freaky witchcraft voodoo nigga breaks in and decides to put Musashi's soul back in that body? Then everybody's gonna be he gonna come back like Thanos and say, you should have gone for the head. Because these niggas decided to keep his body. I am 99% sure that Tokugawa and these scientists would make great friends with Cecil. Because the one
No, definitely. Both of them be like these.
thing they got in common is not finishing the job. And with that, ladies
And he really did run the ones with every single person in the verse. And whoop their ass. Except the motherfucking
and gentlemen,
Big
that is
goat,
the end
nigga,
of the
Motobe.
Musashi Files. unless they bring this man back with more voodoo magic. And if they do,
They got
then
to.
God help everybody in that universe. That whole police department need to pray, Albert Einstein need to pray, and Jimmy Fallon ass, because if he interview him again with all that rage bait, that might be the last interview he ever does. Their best bet is probably offering up the entire economy up to you, Jerome. And
No, yeah, Multiple gotta save Multiple, but like, you know what I'm saying, bro? Like he gotta recover, you know. But he ain't got no goddamn arm, and he ain't got no ankles.
telling them, here, nigga, damn, here's everybody's tax dollars. Now, please save us, because he the only chance they got. But with that being said, this case is closed, and I will see y'all again soon.
Fucking crazy. Ooh, Apocalypse.
Some more Forbidden Files.
W.